Guys, do you ever just feel that no matter how hard that you try in life, that you just still can't seem to get the results you're looking for? You seem to try really hard, get all aggressive, push, grind, lock in, but then you find yourself unraveling like a ball of wool. Well, guys, I'm going to run you through something, and I'm going to tell you a reason why you have to listen to me, right? A couple of years back, I was a degenerate pothead stoner, taking drugs every single day, binging on the weekend, trying to build my business, but constantly failing, constantly feeling contracted and like I was getting nowhere. Over the last couple of years, I've managed to build a multiple six-figure business, retire my girlfriend and future wife at 27, travel the world, live between Dubai and Bali, and be in incredible shape 365. And it wasn't a hack, it wasn't a tactic, a strategy, it was down to my alignment and my frequency. So I'm going to run you through something today, and hopefully, hopefully you can see this. Okay, I don't know how I'm going to manage to, adjust it, but I'll throw this away because I don't like the back of my hand, but just take a snapshot of this in your head, right? This is the laws of frequency. Right? Your frequency is what you frequently see. And if you frequently see failure, lack of success, setbacks, doubt, fear, anxiety, then that's going to be your frequency. And if you're in a contracted state, you're always going to find yourself falling into bad habits, a bad mindset, negative actions, and never achieving the life you really, really want. But I'll come back to this, right? I wish there could be like a place I could position it, but everyone in life essentially operates in neutral all the time. Well, we're saying 99.9% of people operate in neutral. So that means they're right in the midpoint. Nothing good's happening in life, nothing bad's happening in life. They're just okay, right? There's not enough pain for them to take massive action, but there's not enough, growth and excitement for them to keep on building momentum. It's just kind of, plodding along. You maybe speak to someone in the street and you're like, hey mate, how are you getting on? And they're like, yeah, just, plodding along, I'm getting there. No one ever greets you and says, mate, I'm absolutely crushing it. I'm in the best spot I've ever been. My business is thriving. My body's in the best spot ever. Me and my missus are doing really well. I've got this new network of guys I'm hanging around with, and things are just going up and up and up. Nobody really speaks like that, right? Unless you're American. Those guys are crazy. But the thing is, right, see, when you're neutral, you're in this midpoint. It can take a couple of bad things to happen to you before you fall flat on your face and contract into a really negative spiral. And let's put this into more of an image, for example, right? Let's say you have all the right intentions to wake up on Monday morning and smash the utter fuck out of your day. 4 a.m. wake up, you're going to do your assumptions, your journaling, your push-ups, you're going to go a run, you're going to have a healthy breakfast, you're going to get to work on time, you're going to smash work, crush your KPIs, come up the road, have a nice dinner, go train at night time, read your 10 pages before bed, and then have a nice 8-hour sleep. But then you wake up in the morning and you decide to snooze your alarm. Boom. You've broke trust with yourself straight away. And you've instantly stacked a big old L, a big loss. So you've already started off on the wrong foot. And then because you broke that trust with yourself, what's happened? You wake up late, you get that horrible spike of adrenaline, knowing that you're going to be chasing your tail, and you've got a subconscious negative feeling in your head that you've already let yourself down. And then you look at your phone, and for some reason your phone's not charged overnight. And it's at like 1% and then dies, and you're like, fuck, I need that to be fully charged. I've got like calls to make this morning. And then you're like, you know what? I've got too much, what you'd say, courage and pride to admit that you've had a bad start to the day. Just fire that there. Courage and pride to admit you've had a bad start to the day. So you muster on. And you're like, right, I'll have a shower. I'll get a good breakfast at least. I'll maybe realign things. But you jump in the shower, and because you've had a shit start to the morning, your phone's running out of battery, you've woke up late, you're a bit flustered and stressed, you jump in the shower and the boiler's broken on this particular day of all days. So you have to have an ice cold shower, and sadly it's in the middle of winter. So it's a horrible cold start to the morning, you're having this cold shower, you're like, fuck's sake, you've rush through the shower, you didn't really use shampoo or conditioner or body wash or whatever, you're just in and out, and you're like, you know what, I'll freshen up, aftershave on, but you ran out of aftershave. Fuck. So you go to the kitchen, you go get a meal together, but you open the fridge and it's stinking. For some reason, all the foods went off because the electricity went off last night, hence why your phone's not fully charged, and hence why the fridge went. So all your food's all that kind of wet and moist, horrible way, so you can't even have a breakfast. So you're like, fuck, this has been the shittest start to the day, and then you can't seem to find your socks, and you're rummaging for them, and you hurt your back, and you turn around, you stub your toe, and you're just having the worst start to the morning ever. But you know what? You make it out the door. You make it out the door. You're driving to work. You're rushing. You find yourself in traffic. People are cutting you off. You're cussing at them. You're listening to, trap music, rap music. Fuck the police. Shoot this person, kill that guy, fuck this bitch. And you're getting into this kind of angry, intense state. And you're carrying so much nervous, angry energy with you. And then you're just getting pissed off at everyone. And your day starts getting worse and worse and worse, and you've had no food, you didn't get your morning coffee, your morning routine sorted, you broke all this trust, you've hurt yourself, stubbing your toe, and you've hurt your back. You just feel all over the place for a Monday morning, and you know today's going to be a killer at work. It's going to be a huge day. And then you get to work, right, and this is what happens. Desire, after the anger phase, desire kicks in, right? And the thing is, in life, guys look for happiness in the same place they're going to lose it. So they desire things. They desire instant gratification. They desire the easy way. And because you've had so many losses so far today, you desire something that's going to self-soothe you. So you order a Domino's pizza for lunch, and you eat this big gluttonous, high-carb, hyper-processed meal, and you're starting to feel stodgy, and it scratched an itch initially, but you're feeling stodgy and low in energy, and your stomach's killing you, you've got brain fog, and you just feel like an absolute loser. And then the apathy kicks in, and you just disconnect from your goals. You're just completely numb in the mind. You're going through your day, you're not even present, and then the guilt and the shame kicks in. And you really never want to be in guilt and shame for too long, right? Because that's where, one hot day turns into summer, if you get where I'm coming from. Death by 100 tiny cuts. Because you might find yourself, guys, winning some weeks, losing the next. It's never just one thing that caused you to go off. It's a accumulation of many small, minor things stacked over time that tip the seesaw and put you in a really negative space and place where you are spiraling out of control. And that's what contraction, that's what happens, right? And the thing is, see, when you've stacked all this negative debt, because you got to look at these negative habits, you got to look at all these setbacks as debt almost. For you to even get into a neutral state again, you have to pay off all that debt. You would literally have to pay off all of this. You would be in the dead zone, and you'd have to pay all of this off to even just get back to 50% of feeling okay, which is crazy. One hot day turned into a summer, bro. And you've got all this debt to pay off through positive habits, positive thinking, positive affirmations, positive behaviors, essentially, to pay all that debt off before you just hit baseline again. Baseline. And this is the biggest problem with so many guys. They're operating either in a super contracted state or they're just at baseline. Right? And I've said this many times in many videos, but the opposite of great is not bad. The opposite of great is good, just being okay. Just being a plodding along kind of guy, right? But if you want to take things to the top, if you want to be the highest frequency, ultimate state of consciousness, super enlightened person, then this is how it's going to work for you, right? This is how it's going to work. This is how you can course correct your entire life in a matter of one day. Because I went through a period like this, right? Probably 2 weeks ago, I started finding myself sleeping in a bit, staying up too late, diet was slipping, training was getting a bit soft, I was maybe having a bit too many cocktails on the weekend more than I'd fancy. And then I was wondering why my business is getting worse, why my energy is getting worse, why I'm not making the money I want to earn, why I don't feel as positive or enlightened or as excited. Is because my habits were fucked. I was just slowly but surely bleeding myself out with all these tiny micro cuts, which I've spoke about. But let's say you're in neutral, right? You set your alarm, and I tell you, you need 1 day of doing this to really take things to a nuclear level in terms of how you feel. It's actually that fast how it can happen if you can turn the script around. If you're in this neutral position, just right in the midpoint, 50% operating, you wake up at the time you said you were going to wake the fuck up, right? Nice and early. You almost have to do it like a sacrificial lamb. It has to be early in the fucking morning. 4 a.m., half 4, 5 a.m., whatever feels challenging for you. Wake up at that time. And that'll stack a big W. That'll stack a huge win for you, because you know what? You can do this. You can use discipline, willpower, motivation. You can use your enemy, the fear of average, as your firepower here to get up nice and early. And you got to wake up with willingness to do the work. You've got to be willing to serve yourself first, aka smash your push-ups. Go that run, go that walk, have that healthy breakfast, organize your morning, journal, assume, set goals. Take a nice, slow, peaceful morning for yourself to get the mind right, to calibrate, to get that conscious congruency aligned with the North Star mission and vision in which you have, so you can win in the highest level. You've got to be willing to do the work if you want the outcome in which that work would give. Simple, you understand? Then, acceptance. You have to accept your circumstances, no matter how good, bad, or ugly they are, even though you're not where you want to be yet. You've got to accept all the good, bad, and ugly that's happening in your life and take full ownership, personal responsibility, and control over your life right now. Because I'm telling you what, the minute you stop being a victim and accept your circumstances, take control, you take the power. It's like if you were driving at night, 2 a.m., and you got T-boned on a junction because a drunk driver was out driving. Everyone would be in the conscious right and mind to say that is a drunk driver's fault, but it's actually your fault, because the minute you take ownership of it being your fault, then you can take the power back. You know what I mean? It's all about frame. So accept your circumstances, guys. If you're not making the money you want, you're in the shape you want, you've not got the energy you want, the body you want, take full acceptance of the circumstance, right? And find a reason to do the work, because this time is going to be the best time for you to have your time. And the thing is, the minute you understand the deeper psychological, subconscious reason as to why you want to change on the highest level, you will change. Right? And you got to get into that mindset. You got to become someone that has a deep, powerful reason, a mission, a purpose, a duty, a role, and responsibility to shift through life with pace and do the work that no one else can do but you. And this is when you start finding love. You start loving the process, right? And the thing is, in life, I think it's after about 120K per year, your love for more things just baselines. Like after all needs are met and you've got a little bit of cash in the bank and whatnot, you're sound, you're set. So you actually just have to learn to love the process, right? You just have to learn to love the process. That is the goal. The goal is to always have goals. So the goal is to just love the process, as simple as that. And that's what's going to give you joy and peace and mind and heart, right? As above, so below, as within, so without. If your heart, your mind, your faith, your beliefs are all aligned with who you are, where you're going to become hyper successful. But you can't have that without peace and love. You've got to assume that you've already got the result you want. And then enlightenment, peak state, ultimate consciousness, expansion, high frequency. See, when you're up here, guys, this is when mad shit just starts happening. This is when you start, like, I think my earphones are still playing. I think that this is like, you'll just be walking down the street and somebody will come up to you and say, "Oh, bro, you're looking incredible today. Love your outfit." Or you look at your emails and you're getting a tax rebate, or you get a client sign up, or you just start making results on autopilot, or you just start having better consequences happen to you in your own life. Like mad things start happening because your frequency is aligned with the things you want to see. Your frequency is what you frequently see. If you frequently see yourself winning, then you will be aligned with a frequency of winning. Understand that, right? And there's certain ways you can hijack high frequency, right? And I touched on this briefly. But see, if you're listening to like high energy house music, that's going to put you in high frequency. If you're listening to like gamma waves, that's going to put you in a high hertz frequency. If you're dressing really well, high levels of cleanliness, having pure, good quality food coming into your body, exercising regularly, sticking to a routine, not breaking promises with yourself, generally just being an outgoing person despite being ready, all of that will put you in a high frequency, right? And this is what it's all about in life, guys. Your frequency has to be so fucking high if you want to win in the highest level. Because see, if you're contracted full of guilt, shame, doubt, anger, fear, desire, all this shit, the devil's got you in a clutch, right? If you've ever read Napoleon Hill, Outwitting the Devil. But the devil will have you in a clutch. You will be suffocated by your own bullshit behaviors. And it has to be you and only you that can change this, guys. You need to lead into the guys who have what you want in the highest level. Seek mentorship, seek counsel. Get the right people around you, invest in yourself, change your mindset because your current mindset is not serving you if you find these negative days happening more often than not, and then literally decide to draw the line in the sand and start leaning in. Because guys, I tell you what, the minute I pivoted that in my life, my whole trajectory changed, and it was like overnight success. Everything became easy. I got leaner faster, got stronger faster, made more money faster, had better energy in the morning, had better sleep, removed all vices. Everything just started happening the way I always wanted it to happen. And it can happen to you. And this is something I run through both every single one of my one-to-one clients and VIP and CEO. And we bespoke it around their life, and we can catch all the bottlenecks as to why they fall into these traps, which holds them back from reaching their peak potential. So guys, if you ever want to connect, if you ever want to run one of these calls one-on-one with me, I'd be more than happy to take you through the entire process. There's going to be a link below for a quick training as well, running you through exactly how I can help you. If it seems aligned, 100% click it. Me and you can chat on WhatsApp on this phone here, and we can go from there. But guys, I will see you in the next one. Hopefully this helped, because I tell you what, the minute you understand this, your life changes for the better. Let's get it, let's go boys. See you in the next one.